Oh my god. Good morning. Good morrow. Oh my goodness. It is the morning. It is Thursday. I'm nearly dead. I woke up at like 4. I'm like, for some reason, okay, so, funniest thing, when I wake up in the mornings, I can't go back to sleep. I don't know if you guys have that problem. It's not a fun problem to have. It's literally like you want to go back to sleep, but you just can't. So I woke up and then I'm like, okay, let me set up a few things for streaming today. So, found some of the videos from yesterday that I wanted to react to, and basically just got some things in place. Basically, tried to figure out some things with my VTuber model in VTuber Studio, and then I went to McDonald's and got a big breakfast with hotcakes. That's what I decided to do, and not a very healthy choice, I will say, but I mean, not especially not before like work, which is also what I'm doing. I'm like streaming a little bit before work just because I want to get some of the vibes out there for your Thursday morning. But anyway, I got my water, I got my coffee, which is way too sweet. I will acknowledge that, and that was not actually my choice. I basically got the coffee, and it immediately, like when I tried it, like the first sip, I was like, oh my god, this is just pure syrup. So I am likely heading for a crash later today, which is not, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be very fun. But yeah, so we are here. We are here. We are in it. Let's get on over here. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. My goodness. I wonder who's awake right now. Honestly, it's like the start of the day. I mean, as far as like Twitch goes, I'd imagine there's some people who watch like Twitch streams in the morning, which, I mean, for me, my like kryptonite is absolutely like YouTube videos that might have been uploaded the night previous, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta catch up on that. So another thing, I had created a YouTube channel for this specific stream where I'm going to be uploading all the previous streams, all the full live streams, as well as like highlights that I feel are pretty nice to have. So like yesterday's highlight was essentially like it was about the Steam, the Valve releases of the Valve hardware. That is that's the release that was for today. So we might get another release later today. We'll see. We'll see. We got to see if what quality stuff we come across today. So I think we're gonna skip the gaming video, the gaming for today. At least for right now. Maybe later, but I might only be streaming this morning. Likely so. And I wanted to get some of the reaction videos that I was interested in yesterday. I mean, I got some of them. I got Enshrouded, Watched, which I mean seemed pretty cool. And then I was quite happy with what Valve released. I was quite happy with that. So yeah, let's just jump into it, man. I swear. So I found some decent things that I do want to watch. For instance, like this video in particular really stood out to me. It's essentially I love videos like this. I don't know if you guys get videos like this all this often, but it's essentially like videos that are like when you're up at 3 a.m. and you can't sleep, you'll find this. You know what I mean? Like it's videos that like you just come across, and or just like this video says, you'll see it when you need it, so that's what this video is. It's a short video. AJ's life, feel free to subscribe. I don't know his content, but we're going to be enjoying it today, just to get like a little glimpse of what this is about, because I am curious about it. And then D&D explained in 5 minutes, because actually in real life I am participating in a D&D game very soon. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. And I do want to learn a few things about it, even though our GM, God bless him, he did a great job, trying to explain things to me, but I still have a lot to learn. I still got a lot to learn, so this might even become a mini-series on the channel where I go through maybe some of the D&D classes. That'd be interesting, because even though I'm only playing like one of them at this time, I would love to understand, what my other party members are playing as, like if they're playing as a druid or an archer or anything like that. I'd love to get to know that. And then, of course, we got the Final Fantasy XIV cinematics, which is obviously something I wanted to get into yesterday, and then mistakes that first-time homebuyers make, you know. I don't know which one we should start with. I feel like I want to start with the cinematics, maybe. I mean, I do want to give my thoughts and feelings on, like, how I felt watching each of these cinematics, because I did sit through a majority of them when they were released, all except A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Word. Those I did not sit through. Those I did not sit through, because I entered the game in Heaven's Word, like, in 2016, so, you know, obviously it I wasn't there, like, when the trailer dropped. You know, I wasn't there when A Realm Reborn's trailer dropped. You know, I really wanna see, man, dude, this is tough, because I feel like I picked some good ones that I want to watch today. Let's watch some D&D. Let's watch some D&D. I am curious about this, so let's watch some D&D. You guys feel free to tell me if the audio is a little bit messed up or anything like that. I'm hoping that I've got that resolved to a to a semi-decent extent. So let's watch some of this.
Dungeons and Dragons, a name synonymous with fantasy, funny-shaped dice, and that
Yes.
really terrible film.
Wait. It was a film? It was a film? Oh, that's a half-orc, I'm assuming. An elf? No. Half-elf. He looks way too human to be just an elf. Would that be an elf? Elves to me, like, look more like, don't they typically have, like, blonde hair and they're, like, extremely, like angelic looking almost? Like, ethereal in appearance? He looks like a half-human. And then she's a human. Unless she's, like, a gnome. Which I don't, or a halfling. Which I don't think she is. I don't think she's, like, a gnome or a halfling. I think gnomes are World of Warcraft. Halflings are D&D, though. Halflings are D&D.
It's D&D, and why should you be playing it?
Okay. Let's find out why we should be playing it. Okay. Trend for top 5 fantasy round rule sets for 2015. Total game runs per month. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, D&D 5 is like the latest D&D. It's like the latest version of it, at least from my understanding. So does that mean that, like, or wait, rule sets for 2015. Total games run per month. Oh my god, it, like, skyrocketed. Dude, what made this so popular? That's amazing. It, like, shot up in popularity. Okay.
Dungeons and
I like it.
Dragons is the world's most popular and successful tabletop role-playing game.
Warhammer 40k. I'm just kidding. Dude, Warhammer 40k was so complicated. I do want to do, like, Warhammer 40k lore as well, because I'm very interested in seeing what more I can learn, because I have a pretty good idea about what's going on in Warhammer. I mean, I have an army. I'm Imperial Fists all the way. But I'd love to know some more of the in-depth things, especially when it comes to the matters of, like, chaos and some of the Xenos races. I'd love to get to know more about that stuff. But yeah, as soon as I think of, like, tabletop, I immediately think of Warhammer 40k, because that's just what I'm used to. But I could absolutely see D&D, like, overshadowing it like crazy. Like, I could see that 100%. So I'm gonna take the guy's word for it.
Created by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson.
Bro, these guys, like, facial hair is like fire. Like, bro, if like, I long to have a beard like this, but if I couldn't, I'd take a goatee like this. Like, literally. Like, I would take that. I would take that. My beard is like it's similar to my, like, what is it? My VTuber model. It's like, it's very, very similar. It's very similar. But when I'm older, dude, give me that beard. Like, give me straight up that beard. Or give me that goatee. That I would also be a big fan of. Alright, let's keep watching. Also, these dice are freaking insane. Like, there's so many. So, that's the one thing that I need to figure out, is how, like, like what dice I do need, and it's just a simple Google search. It's just I keep forgetting to do it.
War game chainmail. It has since gone on to become
Rules for medieval miniatures. Okay.
countless fantasy and sci-fi novels, video games, and movies.
That was Legend of Zelda. Army of Darkness. Labyrinth. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I have seen Labyrinth. It was Willow. Didn't Disney remake Willow? I think they did. I think I'm crazy though. No, they did. No, they did. They remade it. I think Disney remade Willow. And then Labyrinth was freaking terrifying. Wasn't David Bowie in that? Right? George Lucas and David Bowie. Oh my god. Dude, that takes me back. Oh my gosh. I haven't watched Labyrinth in forever. Then Army of Darkness I've never seen.
Generally played with a group of friends around.
Oh my god. Of course we gotta drop Critical Role. Of course. Gotta love it. I mean, honest to God, if I was to ever DM a game of D&D, I mean, I know that okay, I know there's no requirement to be like Matt Mercer. I know there isn't, but part of me would be like disappointed in myself if I couldn't even like do like even voices. And I know he's like a voice actor, that's the thing, but I would be like, I need to immerse myself in it, because I'm if I ever wanted to DM, I would be like, man, I'm nothing like Matt Mercer. And of course I'm nothing like Matt Mercer. Like, no duh. So it's like, you know, it's just something that, like, I don't know. If I ever DM'd a game, I feel like I would be, like, really hard on myself, in all honesty. I don't know. I would definitely be pretty hard on myself if I was to DM a game, because I feel like I would constantly be comparing myself, not just to Matt Mercer, but to other, like, DMs of, like, famous D&D groups. I feel like I would be doing that a lot. And, I mean, that's not healthy. You know, obviously, you don't want to be, like, comparing yourself to a bunch of other people. You want to kind of make things your own, especially a D&D campaign. You know, you want it to be, you know, all you. You want it to be something that's special, especially if it's a custom-made campaign, which the DM or GM for our game is, he made basically a custom, what is it, 5 edition, 5th, oh my god, I can't speak, 5th edition. He made a custom 5th edition campaign for us, and from what I can tell, it seems very, very interesting, I will say. And I'm very excited, because this would be my first time playing D&D, actually. I have played Warhammer, can't say I understood it, even though I built an entire 2,000 point army, which was I overshot my abilities, and I really just thought, like, oh yeah, and like I'll get the hang of this 100%. I'll get the hang of this. But yeah, so yeah, I didn't get the hang of it. So this will truly be my first, you know, experience with a tabletop game, is the D&D game that I'm going to be playing in the future. But yeah, like, don't, like, going back to the main topic, like, don't compare yourself to others when it comes to, like, you know, games, or like how good you are compared to others, because honestly, like, everyone's different in their capabilities, and everyone's a bit different in how they will handle telling a story, especially in something like D&D, where there's a lot of customization, there's a lot of, like, differing, like, personality involved, there's a lot of creativity there, and it leaves a lot of room open for you to kind of make the world whatever you feel it should be, you know, for you and your players, for you and your friends. So, like, you know, don't be like me. Essentially, like, don't feel like you need to live up to a certain standard, especially when that standard is, like, people who are career, like, players and dungeon masters. Like, don't feel like you have to live up to that standard, because honestly, like, they're practiced, you know, they know how to do these things. You know, if you're just starting out like me, I mean, it's like, you know, don't feel bad because you know, don't get a voice right, or you forget locations, or you know, lose track of things. Like, don't feel bad about that kind of stuff, you know. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. Also, guys, feel free to let me know if the audio kind of acts up a little bit. I'm trying to raise it because I noticed in last night's stream that we were having some issues. We were having some major problems.
On a table with nothing but a writing utensil, some paper, some dice, a few core rule books,
Yes.
and your imagination.
Oh my
Unlike
god,
other types of
SpongeBob.
games that focus on skill, logic, or luck in order to attain a goal and win, Dungeons and Dragons has a tabletop RPG.
Dude, this dwarf right here is about to go hard. This dwarf, that beard is insane. So, is this like a standard D&D party? Halfling, human, elf, dark elf? Are those things in D&D? Are dark elves things? I know that that's a thing in fantasy, like that's a thing in like Final Fantasy 14 even. It's not so much they're like dusk whites, I think is what they're called, dusk white. It's a version of Elezen. They just have like darker skin tones. So with this, I would assume that's what this would be. That is also a human. That's either an orc or a half orc, and I'm gonna assume it's a half orc because when I looked into the D&D like book that essentially my DM like sent to me via like email, like he emailed me the entire packet or this book worth of like a PDF and was just like, yeah, look at this and like freshen up on all of the things that you need to. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks so much for giving me this handy dandy giant like 100-some page book. I appreciate that. And honestly, I just found what I needed and then I just kind of closed up and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. So yeah, half orc. Not a normal orc, I don't think.
Is a game where a group of players assume the roles of fictional characters who embark upon imaginary adventures exploring dungeons, fighting monsters, and discovering treasure within a fantasy setting.
Ooh.
It is a collaborative storytelling game in which there is no preset win condition.
Okay, so I like that. I actually do like that because when it comes to like what dictates if your team, if your group wins, can vary. I would say that can vary because I would imagine for some D&D campaigns maybe there isn't a giant big bad you need to worry about. You know, maybe there isn't a giant like huge villain at the end of it that you need to be like greatly concerned with. And honestly, I can mess with that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I love the idea of a big overarching villain, but I would also be fine with like smaller goals here and there that a team can achieve. That, you know, like not just that they can achieve, but that they're able to like achieve, but also mark their progress. As in, it's something that will be like a landmark of their journey. You know, it's not the biggest thing, you know, it's not the big bad or anything like that, but it's like a minor villain. Maybe it's like a particular dungeon or monster they take out. That would kind of be what I'd be thinking about, like when it comes to like smaller achievements, is like little landmarks here and there, little like pivotal moments. But then for me, I love the idea of a big bad. I really do. I mean, like as far as a goal goes, I love the idea of there being an overarching villain that just wants to wreck the party. But at the same time, like maybe at the beginning of the story he could. I mean, not even, like that's always the way it starts, is like the party's weaker at the beginning, obviously, unless you're starting like late into a story. But like with my current D&D campaign, I'm coming in really late. So as a result of me coming in really, really late, I have like all of these abilities and all these health points and stuff that I absolutely do not deserve. I'm like, oh my god, I'm starting out at like level freaking 5. Like, what is this? I was really like, oh, cool, awesome. I don't need to start off at level 1. But yeah, so I think that when it comes to like goals for a specific group, it's up to the dungeon master, obviously, to pick like, I guess it also depends on what you're doing, because when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, from my understanding, the DM is the one who kind of just guides the party through their adventure. It's not so much that the dungeon master is the one who's dictating everything. They're just the one narrating, essentially, or being like, oh, go over there, and there is a shopkeeper. Do you wish to go speak to him? Like, that kind of thing. Like, I feel like that is the primary purpose of a DM, is to, like, keep the party on a certain track, and make it so things don't go too off the rails. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if things go way too off the rails, then you lose track of, like, the plot and everything. You just lose track of the plot, and then things start to go haywire. But then again, maybe some dungeon masters are really, really good at handling that. I, for instance, would be... and I say this with all the modesty and humility in the world, I think I would be okay. Not great, but I don't think I would panic. I don't think I'd panic if my party wanted to go and do something a little bit different off the beaten path. I wouldn't be like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Please don't. Like, I don't think I would be like that. At least I don't think I would be. I'd like to think I wouldn't be. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, big bad, and, you know, like a bunch of different paths, making sure there's pivotal moments that your party can kind of look back on and be like, when we killed Desmond the Goblin King, and then, like, it's like, Desmond was actually a servant, he works for Grenlor, the Darkness Lord, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, Grenlor is the big bad, but, you know, like, the other guy, Desmond, the Goblin King, was, like, the minor villain that was, like, one arc, you know, one dungeon. But yeah, anyway.
Instead, it is the exploration of the fictional world and the telling of the story that is the goal. All of this is a fancy way of saying
hello.
D&D is
Dude, that mustache is to die for.
Albeit a structured game of make-believe with written rules. So how do you play? A D&D group is made up of two basic roles, the players and the dungeon master.
Dude, that art is sick. That art is sick. I love that. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's honestly true. Like, even my what's it called? What is it called? Even my what is it? My current dungeon master, even he is like, yo, I am the god of this game. And it's like, heck yeah, dude. Absolutely. Let me see here. Need to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, man, I can't stand bots. I swear. Like, bots are so annoying in the chat. I'm sorry that was there. That's always so unfortunate. I always can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm like, I thought Twitch took care of a lot of the bot problem. But anyway. Yeah, so I love this idea of, like, the DM being like an omniscient being in the world, which honestly, I mean, if you think about it, the DM kind of is. I mean, they are in the mind of everybody outside of the players. Like, the players are really the only wild cards when it comes to the game, because the DM can't dictate what they do or predict what they'll do. You know what I mean?
Let's start with the players. Each player creates and controls a single character, which represents an individual in the world. When creating a character, a player will typically first choose that character's race.
Okay, here we go. Alright, halflings, gnomes, dwarfs are, okay, dwarfs are taller. Okay, I can get behind that, that's cool. Elves, half-elf, tieflings, human. Wait, hold up a second. Maybe it's because Lord of the Rings has got me all corrupted. I thought elves were taller than humans. Am I crazy? Or is that... No. Wait, did Final Fantasy XIV influence that? Because the elves in the game are so freaking tall. They are extremely tall. I wonder if that influenced my belief that elves were tall. Like, taller than humans. Like, way taller than humans. Okay. I see what they're talking about, though. Okay. So, tiefling is like a demon. Like a half demon, right? And then human, then half orc. You're never gonna see, I guess, like a good orc in D&D, are you? unless your DM, like, makes one. Like, can you... I guess you can't play as an orc, at least in the 5th edition. Which, I mean, fine. And then Dragonborn, it's in the name. Like, they're half dragons. That's kind of cool. Okay. Well, I could have sworn I thought dwarves were smaller, and I thought elves were taller. This just broke everything I've ever known about D&D, which isn't a lot, to be honest.
Such as an elf, dwarf, or human. In this case, race could be more aptly described as species.
Okay.
Each playable race will have unique...
Yes, this I do remember. This was sent to me via email. This whole book was sent to me. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what I picked. I picked a... excuse me, I'm stretching. Gosh. Gotta stretch. Okay. So, I chose to be a half-orc. I chose to go with half-orc. And the reason I decided to do that was because I came up with a fairly decent story for him. I might go in depth with it one of these days. But I decided to go with half orc, and I'm happy that I did. I feel like, cause I wanted to go with something that was like something I'm not familiar with whatsoever. Cause even in Final Fantasy XIV, I play as a Viera. As a male Viera, which is something that I'm like used to, like it's like, oh, it's the same height as me, it's very humanoid. But then I decided to go with a half orc because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make his personality very different from mine. I'm going to make it so he's got a totally different vibe from me as a person because I want to, have how would I describe it? I want to have an experience of creating something like very like different from what I'm used to. Because I feel like putting myself into a character is probably like very, very easy. At least for me, because I whenever I would like RP in 14 or anything like that, I was always able to put myself into my character's shoes and into their backstory. But honestly, with this D&D campaign, I wanted to do it differently. Like I really did. I wanted to be sure I was doing it differently. So that is like, that's why I chose the half orc.
Features and attributes that help define them. Next, a player will choose a class for their character such as fighter,
Yes.
wizard, or rogue.
I chose fighter. I chose fighter. I was like, put me on the freaking front lines. If you guys know me from back in the 14 days, as well as literally, I say back in the 14 days as if I wasn't just streaming 14 yesterday. If you guys think about that, like I love playing warrior in 14. And my DM said to me at some point, he's like, yeah, you have a spin attack that you can do. And with your axe, with your great axe. And I'm like, you mean like a blender? And he's like, yes. And he's like, I'm like, and then he said, okay, and when you rage, you can do it multiple times. And I'm like, so like a blender? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, give me the blender. Because I'm just gonna... And the best part about it is I believe, if I'm remembering what my DM told me correctly, all of the other people in my freaking campaign are ranged. They're all ranged. They're all casters or archers or other things. So I'm just this like meathead of a half orc that's just going to rush into battle, swinging my axe like a blender blade, and I'm just like a like a Beyblade, and I'm just gonna be like swinging into battle, bouncing off the walls, just slamming into people with a great axe. I was so excited when the DM told me that, because the first thing he said was like, okay, do you want a great axe or do you want hand axes? And I'm like, I want hand axe. I said first hand axes, and then we went through it, and I'm like, okay, give me a great axe, and then give me hand axes as my secondary, and it's like, okay. And then I said, oh man, what was it? And then he brought up like the skills, like the masteries or whatever, that I would have. And I'm like, okay, what does that entail? And he told me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, give me the blender move. I want the blender move. Oh, thank you so much, Reiku. Yo, what's up? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the book club. Oh my god, we're talking about D&D. It's so exciting. Talking about my experience of becoming a fighter and having craziness. So yeah, basically it's like, So my DM essentially told me that, like, you get this spinning ability, and you can do it. Yes, D&D. So we're basically just talking a little bit about, like, this beginner video of D&D, because I am getting into D&D in real life, and I am very, very, very excited to do so. So we might be looking into more of it. Fighter. We are talking about fighter right now, if I'm remembering correctly, with the great axe. So great axe and then hand axes. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Damn, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. What's your, do you play D&D? What's your main? I'm curious. I will admit, when my DM showed me my stats, I was like, wow. Okay, that's kind of incredible. Oh, really? Shoot. Okay, that's like, I think, like, two of my current because I haven't played any of the games yet. I'm coming in late to the game. I haven't done any of the matches with them yet. But from my understanding, a number of the people in our game are all ranged. Like, they're all ranged. I'm the only one that is melee, which I think is going to be fun. I like Wizard because of her casting spell. Yes, exactly, exactly. Now, is Wizard a specific class, or does it subclass into things? Because I understand that there's subclasses. Because like, for instance, I considered, like, going, like, Druid or something like that. Like, because I believe Druid is very, like, nature-oriented. But then I decided to go Fighter because I'm like, we need a tank of some kind. We need a tank. And that's kind of what I'm used to as well when I play, like, MMOs and stuff. I'm used to playing, like, that kind of thing. Connect. That was horrible. Alright, I'm doing good. Sorry for disconnecting. I apologize about that. Yesterday that happened as well. It randomly disconnected me, and I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. That kind of sucks. I think it's just because my CPU is, like, running real hard, and I'm not plugged in directly into my router. I'm plugged into a router, but I'm not plugged in. I got disconnected. OBS was like, yeah, your stream is trying to reconnect. It took 6 attempts to do it. Yeah, it was not fun. But yeah, that happened yesterday as well, like, on the stream. It disconnected me, and I'm like, oh, shoot, that sucks. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you? How's your face? How you doing? How you holding up? Hope you're doing good. And I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Excited to start the day. Excited to do some, morning streaming a little bit before work. That's a fun time. I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy to be here. I just started streaming again after, like, like a year-long break. It's been too long. Of course. I'm glad to hear that you're doing great. But yeah, I came back to Twitch after a really long break. Yeah, I used to stream pretty much entirely Final Fantasy 14, and then basically coming back from 14, I did some drawing streams as well, where I would film, like, my hands drawing, and that was interesting for a little bit, but then I decided to, like, leave that behind, and I was like, I'm kind of losing interest in this, and I wasn't really, too happy with how I was doing, and obviously that was more impatience than anything else, because, something like that, like a talent like that, takes time, and I was just like, man, I'm like losing the desire to keep doing this, so I decided to come back to streaming. And I decided to do it with a VTuber model, and I decided to do, like, gaming and long form kind of reaction content. And I know, like, reaction content is, like, a mixed bag and all that stuff, but honestly, I try to make it so that I'm giving, like, my genuine thoughts on things. Like, I do not want to. Honestly, it's not even that I don't want to just put a video on and just have it play in the background. It's literally I don't think I physically can, because it'll stress me out, because I'm like, I have things to say. I can't stay quiet this long. Like, even my wife, will be watching a movie, and then she'll be like there will be, like, parts of the movie that I might know about ahead of time, and I might be like, hey, you need to pay attention to this part, and she's like, could you please stop? Just let me enjoy the movie. And I'm like, yes, I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. But that's basically how I am. Like, literally, I kid you not, I think I've been streaming for about 30 minutes. We've gotten to this one video, and we're at 1 minute and 45 seconds on this video. Oh, and thanks so much. Thanks so much. No, I did not, in fact. Let me see if I can do this. I'm hoping Twitch doesn't get upset with me if I do this real quick. Let me see if I can pull up something. I'll actually link the artist in the chat, because I feel like they did a beautiful job. I feel like they did a phenomenally beautiful job. Let me real quick do that, because I also want to do that on my actual Twitch page as well. I do want to link them. But thank you so much for the compliment regarding the model. I think they did they killed it. They really, really killed it. Here, I'll link this real quick. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. So that's the model creator right there. Oh, really? Oh, that's wonderful. So glad to have another artist. There are a few people during the art streams that I did, and I'm not speaking for myself, by the way. I'm speaking for other people that joined during some of the art streams that I did way back when. Some folks joined, and they were interested in seeing me draw and stuff like that. What kind of drawing do you do? I'm curious. I'm interested to find out. I'm always interested to hear what people do for art, because it varies so much, like, across the board. Like, everyone can do a little bit of something different, and everyone, has their own different vibe and all this stuff, and it's like, and I always appreciate different art styles in particular. It's not just like I can appreciate, for instance, a good, like, sunset image or something like that. But I also love, like, a character, like a person as well, or like animals, stuff like that. I love art across the board. One of my favorite, oh, let me see, like, I can make you all Twitch assets. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so cool. That's neat. That's really, really cool. So you make that kind of stuff for Twitch streamers. I like that. That's awesome. That's actually really, really cool. But yeah, one of my favorite things that I had ever done was visiting Paris once before, and going to the Louvre, and it was, oh my god, it was so nice. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. The art there was gorgeous. Just make sure you go there with enough sleep, because otherwise you'll fall asleep on a bench in the middle of the Louvre. I just can't. It's absurd. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like, yeah, it's absurd. Nah, I'm good, Raiko. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. Not really taking it as an advertising opportunity in the chat, but, I appreciate that you're willing to talk about your art, though. I appreciate that. I do. Like, sincerely. And I do wish you the best with it, Because I'm not looking for any kind of art at the moment. But I'll keep you in mind for sure. Because at this time, invested a lot already into the VTuber model. Which, honestly, I think it turned out beautifully. I think it turned out quite well. I really do. And I'm very, very proud of the artists. I think they did a great job. And I think they do good work. And they were so, like they would respond, like, extremely, like quick and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess I do kind of mind. I mean, I'm not gonna divulge it, because obviously, I linked their portfolio, I linked their Etsy and everything, and I want to be sure that, like, when it comes to pricing and everything, everyone can get their own kind of price. Versus, like, oh, well, this is what this one VTuber got. Like, no, I don't want that kind of expectation to be on them, But I mean, I think they did a phenomenal job. I really do. And I always love seeing people, express themselves with their art. I really do. Even, like, with this D&D video, like, I mean, the art here is beautiful. It's beautiful. Like, this is some phenomenal work right here. It's just astounding. And honestly, like, even with what people, like, that's one thing, is, like, I thoroughly enjoy seeing people be passionate about things, whether it's about subjects they like to talk about, or things that they like to illustrate or write about. Basically, something that people are able to share with others and put out into the world in some kind of way with some kind of medium, whether it's movies, video games, books, even just like a poem, you know? Like, there's so much that we can do to just kind of express ourselves, and I love that. I really do. I love when people take the time to express themselves. Like me, I'm not a very artsy like person. I'm not very artistic. I used to write a lot when I was younger, but nowadays I'm more of a talkative kind of person, which honestly works for streaming. It really does. It works pretty well for streaming. I do quite enjoy talking people's ears off, so it does work pretty well. But yeah, I mean, anyway. We'll get back to the amazing D&D video that we're watching here. I don't even remember what point of the video we're at. Let's go back a little bit. I'm wondering. I think we're talking about classes. Okay, we're talking about the different classes. Okay, let's see.
For their characters such as fighter, wizard, or rogue. A class could also be seen as an occupation or profession. It is what you essentially do as a character and defines much of your major abilities, such as casting spells or fighting with weapons.
Oh, dude, that's over. This fight's over. It's done. This guy's homie's over. I'm so sorry. Dude, this is not, there's no way no, your foot, you're gone. This bro's gone right here. I'm sorry. This is an unfortunate set of circumstances. That pit is calling. That pit is calling right now. I love the art, man. It's so cool.
Depending on the edition you're playing, there will be various ability scores and skills to be
This is the sheet. This is literally what my DM gave me. It's literally on my desk. I'm looking at it right now. I'm literally looking at it at this exact moment. What the heck? Okay, so this is the official Dungeons and Dragons sheet for this 5th edition. Okay, I like it. Okay, cool.
Allocated to finish rounding out what your character can do. Once this is done, the player will decide a name for their character and
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a cool game. Oh, okay. We're just I don't know what game this is. I have no idea. I love this art style though. This kind of like old school kind of 2D sort of animation. I like, for instance, I love Octopath Traveler. Like, I want to like, it's funny. So Octopath Traveler is one of the games that we're going to be playing on this channel. We're going to be playing Octopath, the first Octopath Traveler, Octopath Traveler 2, and then we're going to go back to Octopath Traveler. I think it's 0. It's basically the prequel that's coming out soon. That basically prequels all of the games that are currently released, essentially. And it doesn't have similar style to I mean, it's 2D, but honestly, the fighting in the game, the combat system, the everything in Octopath Traveler is a freaking 10 out of 10. And no one will ever change my mind on that. It is a freaking 10 out of 10.
character and a backstory to give them.
Driven half-elf barbarian from the Iron Mountain range who realized the importance of literacy far too late in life. Oh, I love that. That's a good start to a story.
Complex as the player wants. Maybe you want to be a noble but flawed warrior who has become.
I've never watched what's it called? Darn, I forget what it's called. What is he from? Or no, this is Lord of the Rings. I was thinking of something else. What am I thinking of right now? What's that one HBO show that really blew up? I feel so out of touch right now. Man, I am showing how much under a rock I live right now. God. Literally a big part of it was dragons. A big part of it had dragons and people with white hair, and that doesn't sound any dissimilar from Dungeons or from Lord of the Rings, unfortunately. Shoot, I forget what it's called. Man, I forget. But yeah, it was a popular HBO show. I thought that that's what this was depicting. I believe this is just Lord of the Rings. I believe this is Lord of the Rings. I think I'm going insane. I think that's what's happening. I think my mental capacity is actually vanishing before our eyes.
Battle-scarred, defending their homeland from evil for most of their life, and now seek some outside hope to save their failing kingdom.
Ooh.
Or you might just rather simply be a thieving rogue looking to get rich by...
Dude, Aladdin is the GOAT of freaking Disney movies. Let's just tackle this issue right here and right now. Okay, I'm going to tackle something that I feel like many people are too scared to talk about. They are too scared to talk about this. 2D Disney was better than 3D. Every day. Every single day. You can't beat it. You cannot. You cannot beat that. You can't beat 2D animated Disney films. I know 3D has its merits, it has its place, but my god, you can't beat it. You cannot beat 2D animation. You just can't. Like, in my opinion. And I say that as a VTuber. So, I say that with a VTuber model. So I'm a little bit partial. I also love anime, and anime is primarily in 2D. And I don't know, it's like the style, the exaggerated style you can get with 2D animation is unlike anything else. And I just, man, I wish Disney would go back to that. Really, I do. Excuse me, I'm stretching. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, I wish Disney would go back to 2D animation. I just wish they would. It would be so nice. It would be so nice if they would just be like, oh, let's go back to what we're really, really good at and start hand drawing things again. But I know for a fact it would cost a ton of money. But Disney's got it, though, I think. Like, Disney's, like, I don't think they're really, like, bankrupt or anything. I think they've kind of got this under control.
By delving into ancient dungeons. It's up to you. Whatever sounds the most fun.
Have all the fun. Have all the fun. Have all the fun. It's true. It's true. It's true.
So now your character and backstory is decided, and your character sheet is all filled out.
Okay, let's see what we're rocking here. We're good in the decks. Okay, so maybe this is a thief. What is this? What kind of class are we going with? A rogue. How did I know? I promise I didn't read that. I promise I didn't read that. I just read the dexterity, and I was like, okay, that sounds like a thief. And I knew it. I knew it. You don't have to believe me. I believe myself. You don't have to believe me. Screw it. I don't care. I don't care if you believe me or not. Oh my god. It's Frodo.
First, one member of the group must assume the role of the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master, or DM, plays a different role from the players.
Dude, this is insane. This reminds me of a school project that would give me anxiety as a kid. This literally reminds me of a school project that would just make me go into a nervous spiral. This would literally have me go into a nervous spiral having to prepare all of this. Like, for real. For real. This would freak me out. Like, those school projects, like those massive school projects, were always, like, they were always crazy, like, especially if you put them off till, like, the tail end. And I still remember, like, one of my iconic ones that I did. Like, this is, like, when I was in, I kid you not, like, 2nd grade. And I still remember it because I remember, oh, I had to, oh, whoops, an alarm went off. Oh, was that for, what time is it? Oh, it's 8. Oh my god. We got some time still. But yeah, I remember my 2nd grade school project. It was one of my school projects, and you basically had to use like a how would I describe it? Like cardboard, like a 3 kind of folded cardboard thing, essentially like this, very, very similar, but only just imagine this, and then this one over here, and not this one. And then essentially it had to be on somebody, like someone that like just a historical person and what was famous about them. I did mine on Jackie freaking Robinson, which honestly, I'm happy that I did. I mean, I thought that I watched his movie, the movie that was the Jackie Robinson movie. It was so good. It was so good. Man, just like so much horrible stuff that happened Like, it's just horrible, man. But what an inspiring story of someone with such resilience. Like, genuinely. So that's, like, that was the thing that really stood out to me, was the resilience of the guy. Like, for real. Like, that was a strong guy there to deal with what he dealt with. And there's a lot of people like that. And that were like that and are like that, you know? And that's what I did my project on. So when I see this, I'm heavily reminded of that. I'm also reminded of like other school projects that we had to do, but that one sticks out to me the most. But I don't know. We also had to do one on like the planets, but that was like when I was like in 6th grade, and that one was, oh my god, it was so bad, guys. It was so bad. I waited till like the last day to do all the work, and it was terrible.
While the players are actors responsible for the actions of a single character, the Dungeon Master serves as an author, director, and referee of the game.
Yes. Dude, he's like, get the heck out of here. Get the heck out of here. He's pointing over to the left, the angry.
The world and everyone in it that the characters interact.
What is happening? What is going on here? This is incredibly cool. What? Dude, imagine just riding a T-Rex into town and being like, yo, I gotta pick up some bagels. I need to pick up some dinosaur nip for my giant freaking T-Rex. I love that. That's so cool.
Controlled by the DM. That's everything from threatening monsters and traps.
Oh my god.
To the surrounding
Dude, you know what this reminds me of? Hang on. We should do Cthulhu Mythos stuff too. We should definitely watch some history regarding H.P. Lovecraft. Oh my god, I would love that. That would be legendary.
monsters and traps to the surrounding environment and the events taking place within it.
Okay.
Though this often places the DM opposite to the players, it does not mean that the DM...
Pardon if you hear a truck, by the way. I think a giant truck just drove by. I try to talk over it, but honestly, every once in a while when it's quiet, you might have a hard time hearing me. So let's just go back for a second.
Opposite to the players, it does not mean that the DM is the enemy of the players. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The Dungeon Master is responsible for the game's narrative.
I do like that a lot, honestly. The DM is kind of just like an omniscient being that just kind of is. They're not good, they're not bad, they're not evil. They just kind of are, which I like that a lot. I do like that quite a bit about DMs, is that while yes, they are like running the actions of the enemies, they also, are, hoping the best for the party, or they're hoping to kill the entire party. I feel like it could go one way or the other. Honestly, I love the idea of DMs that, maybe have it out for the party a little bit. I do like that idea. Like you're kind of fighting like a being, like a deity almost.
Narrative flow, creating the scenario and setting in which the game takes place, maintaining the pace and providing dynamic feedback.
Dude, that owl's freaking scary, by the way. That thing is staring into my soul.
It's all about telling a story together, one in which the players are engaged and challenged, while facilitating the development of interesting choices and events. The Dungeon Master is not trying to kill your character, despite what the dice may lead you to believe.
I don't know about that. I feel like, as I said, I like when a DM's got a little bit of a grudge against the party and is like, you know what, next time I get to kill one of y'all, I'm absolutely doing it. I kind of like that. But obviously, it would have to be above the board. Obviously, you can't, like, just do it for the sake of doing it. You would have to, like, notify the players, like, yo, I got a grudge against y'all. I'm not going to make this easy. Like, you would obviously have to tell them ahead of time,
Speaking of dice, when do they come into play? Most actions a player may want to have their character make can be resolved by simply stating an action through roleplay.
Yes.
You want to ask the barkeeper some questions? Sure. What do you ask him?
Bro, what do you ask a barkeeper? What do you ask? So, I feel like I would have to go into it as my half-orc self. As my half-orc self, I would go into it and be like, hello. Hello. I would very much appreciate some, or give me some information. Just very like stumbling over his words like I normally do, but like stumbling over his words and being like, give me information or else I'll rip your limb from limb. But I don't think that would fly very well with the barkeeper, nor would it fly over well with the people at the bar. I think people would be rather pissed if I was to do something like that. I don't think they'd be about that at all. Oh my god.
Though require the roll of a die to determine the character's success or failure.
Honestly though, I find this to be one of the most interesting things, is that you roll to have like conversations with people. That I do like quite a lot. I love the idea of you roll, and based on your stats, you can either have like a really good conversation with the person or a really bad conversation with the person, depending on your role. And I love that. I love that factor. That is phenomenal.
Feats of athleticism, diplomacy, or magical knowledge may require what is called a skill check, and attacking an enemy likely will...
Yo, get good. Yo, just get good, though. Get good. Easy. Too easy.
Require what is called an attack roll. In most cases, you'll be rolling a d20, or 20-sided die, and adding the relevant number from your character sheet to determine if you succeed or fail at your endeavor.
So, according to my DM, I have fairly high stats, like low failure rates, apparently. But what I'm sacrificing by being a fighter is essentially like armor, so I am vulnerable to getting attacked, which is not great. I roll really well, I roll really high, but I do get hurt pretty substantially. But then I have a lot of hit points too, so I think I'm good there.
The other dice used in D&D, the D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12 are usually reserved for calculating the damage of attacks, though there are some exceptions. All in all, if there's an action you wish to take...
Okay, what do we got here? Intelligence, wisdom, charisma. So, the stat that I decided to go with was survival, and intimidation. I decided to go with those. And I think it says that there. Frightens a creature. Yeah, I went with intimidation and survival for mine. That's how I decided to go with mine, because we already had people with things like persuasion, deception, animal handling. We had, like, I believe a druid who literally has, like, animal handling as one of their main things. Yeah.
As a player, there is likely a rule and a dice roll that can make it happen. And if there isn't, just make it up. That's what DM...
Yo. I'm reminded of that. I remember that moment in Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, or Metal Gear Rising Revengeance or whatever, where he's like, my sources, I made it the F up. I think, isn't that from that game? Or am I crazy? Is that just a meme? Or is that from that game? Because I could have sworn that's from the game. My source is that I made it up. Which, I love that, by the way. I think that's hysterical.
So, do you wish to venture forth into the great unknown in search of treasure and adventure?
Yes.
Does the idea of slaying a legendary monstrosity and becoming a hero appeal to you as time well spent?
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. Like, will you see, like, your goals, like, small or large, as you achieve them? Like, will you see them as being worth your time? Which, honestly, I mean, I can appreciate that mindset. Like, you know, you want to be sure that you and your players are not just enjoying yourselves, but are getting the most out of your time. You know, you want to be sure that everyone's having a fun time.
Do you like the idea of hanging out with friends and telling the greatest stories you'll ever hear together around a table covered in dice, paper, and snacks? Then you should be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah!
If you enjoyed this video and want to know more about the fantastic
Thank you so much. Thank you for that epic video there, the Dungeon Cast. I appreciate you. You're pretty lit. Be sure to subscribe if you're interested in Dungeons and Dragons content. I take it that that's what this person primarily does, is Dungeons and Dragons content. But yeah, I mean, we're at about an hour. I'm gonna need to head to work, but yeah, thank you so much, guys, for stopping on in and for being a part of the stream. Don't worry, we will get to the content that I was like prioritizing. You know, we'll get there. It's just, you know, like and I do want to get to that other video. I want to get to those other videos as well. It's just this morning, obviously, have work, didn't sleep very much. Probably gonna get a little bit more sleep, and then just go straight to my freaking job. So yeah. thank you all so much for stopping in. Much love. You guys are awesome. And, yeah, I'll see you again real soon.